Hi everyone, there's a great new feature in Adobe Premiere Pro CC, and that is Frame.io, and it's a great tool for working with collaborators such as clients, directors and other filmmakers, and it allows them to easily review and you to see those easily within Premiere Pro or even online. So Frame.io is something that you can pay for, which I've done in the past, but actually now it is part of your Adobe Creative Cloud package. So that's a big saving. And the way it works is that you do your edit, you export it, and then online or using an app, the collaborators can then make comments and they can do it as they're playing. And the great thing is you see that comment right there on the timeline at exactly the right point. So if they choose something like 10 minutes and 5 seconds and make a comment, you see that exactly either online or within Premiere Pro itself. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. So one thing that I did have to do is I had Frame.io and I stopped using it, but my account was still there. So when I tried to sign up again through Adobe, it wasn't doing it. I had to go into my Frame.io account that already existed and change the email address in there to something that wasn't my Adobe ID. This then worked perfectly after that, and it didn't take too much figuring out, but once I did, it's just fantastic. So this is great, it's simple to use, and as I said, it's great for collaborating. So let's take a look at it and how it works and what your collaborators will see as well. So here I am in Premiere. I've got a project that I was working on, another video which actually was about 4K capture and Wirecast. So what I want to do is I want to be able to export this out to Frame.io. And to do that, the first thing I need to do is go into Window and choose this option here that says Review with Frame.io. I say Frame.io, but I'm sure Frame.io is also acceptable. I click there and then you'll see it come up over here. Okay, this is in my source window here on the left hand side, and the first thing I need to do is log in using my Adobe ID. So I'm just going to do that. It's logging me in. Now I was logged in before and it's remembered my details, but it might actually show you your login details that you need, such as your username, and also it might ask you for your password. It might even ask you to use the Adobe Access app as well if you're using that, which gives another layer of security. So you can see it's telling me my project here is Essential Video Skills. I've already done one here, 4K and Wirecast. Okay, and if I just double click on that, you'll see actually there's already some comments here, and you'll see there's the timeline below. So these are comments that are made, and you can see where they were made as well. And I can click there, and that was made at 10 seconds. And I can click here and you can see the comments, and it's also showing me that that was made at 1 minute and 5 seconds. But we're going to look at this in a bit more detail. First up, let's take a different project. So I've got another one here. Let's just open it. I'm just going to double click at the bottom here. 4K and OBS. So it's quite an interesting one as well. Let me just close that by clicking there. Now, I've got a whole bunch of projects. I'm just going to click here and you'll see I've got a demo project that came with Frame.io. I've got Essential Video Skills. There's one I did with Filmic Pro, and so you can use this with Filmic Pro as well. So it actually exports directly as you finish a recording. And then another project that I was working on. So I can just select those. If I want to create a new project, I can do that by just clicking down the bottom here and choosing Add Project. So let me just do that one, and let me just call this one Filmmaker Collaboration. I should have really put this within the same one that I had for the Essential Video Skills, but I'm just going to set this one up. So you can give them permission to download, permission that they can invite others, and you can also, they can share the links. I could get an email every time a new comment is made. That could be quite useful. So let's leave that set to yes. New media uploads. So I could do that. And also if a new person joins, if someone else has been invited. Everyone else's email notifications, they can also get a comment with every time a new comment is made. I think I'll switch that off, or any uploads, or when another person joins. And actually, I'm just going to go up again. I'm going to change that so that they can't invite others. I might just let them share the links as well. So let's just hit create, and it's created it here. Now, in truth, what I really want is I want to be able to put it into essential video skills. So let's just do that, because I want to keep those together. So what I want to do is upload my sequence. And the way I do that is over here where it says upload, I can click here and I can choose active sequence. So if I do that, that's the name of it. What preset am I going to use? I think 1080 is good. You could have bigger, but that's going to take longer. You could just have the audio as well. And I also could have maybe I could go for 720 if I wanted, which is a smaller file, so it'll be quicker to upload. Let's do 1080. I want the whole sequence. If you had in and out areas selected or a work area, then you could choose either of those. I'm going to then, it's going to render it to the scratch disk, which is on my hard drive here. I could export markers as well. If I've got markers in here, and they could go in as comments too. So that would export the marker, and whatever name I'd given it, the marker, it would export that comment as well. And I could keep the rendered file. Actually, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to take up space on my computer. And the auto version is if I do more versions of this, it will version them for me, giving it a new version number as well, so it's retaining that info. Then when I click upload, it's going to render it, it's going to upload to Frame.io. We're going to go have a look at it on Frame.io and see what the collaborators have to do at their end. So let's just hit upload. Now that's going to launch the media encoder. We're going to go and let it do that at the moment. In the meantime, you can now add a collaborator, and you can also share. So if I wanted to, I could click on add collaborator and I could type in their email address and they would get that. You can also just get an invite link. So you can copy that. So let's just do that. I just click there for the invite link. As you can see, you can delete it. And if I click on that, it's copied, and I could just email it to them. So I could either type it in or create a link. I'm just going to delete that link, and it's gone. So there you are, it is running the media encoder, and as you can see, it is now rendering the timeline. We're going to leave it and come back when it's done. Okay, that's done now, and it didn't take too long. You can see it's got a thumbnail here, and as I scrub over it, you see it's actually giving me a preview. So how can I share this? Well, I did show you that you could just go to here and add a collaborator. But you can also do this by, when you hover over this thumbnail, there's your three dots here, you've got item options, and you can share for review. And if I click on that, I can now copy that link. I'm just going to click on done, because the other way you can do it is by clicking on share over here. You go share for review, copy link. It's the same as I showed you just a moment ago. Click on done. Now, if we go into a browser, you'll be able to see what the collaborator sees. They don't need to log in. Now, they can also do this on a mobile device as well, and I'll show you quickly how they can do that if they've got the app for it as well. So let's go to a browser. So I'm here in Chrome. Let me just paste that in. Let's press enter. And here we are. It's taken me into this page here. Here's my video. On the side here is where you will see the comments. So let's just try this. Let's just press play. And hi everyone, if you're into live streaming or want to get into live streaming, I might just make a comment here. Nice caption. And that, let me just press send. So because I'm not logged in, I do need to actually have an email address in here. So let me just pop something in. agree to the terms and conditions and hit continue. Now this is nice because I put a name in there, I can see who it is. So it's come up on the side here. So let me just play a bit more. Useful feature that's now so available. I could skip forward and take it to here perhaps. And you can see I've got. So let me go to here. So it's got this little circle here that it's highlighting something. So let me just add a comment in. Right. Let's hit send. And I can keep doing that and adding them in. Now, when I see them, I can actually go here and see them timecode, the oldest, the newest comment, and also by the commenter. So if you've got multiple commenters, you could actually sort them as well. So you might want to look through someone's comments before perhaps looking at someone else's. So I find this really useful, and you could skip forward. Now, the other thing is, if I click on this comment here, it jumps me to here where the comment is. So you can see the line here. Let me just click on this one here at 6 seconds. It jumps me to over here, and it's put a little initial in here. So maybe I can see who it is. And when I move the mouse over it, it's showing it to me over there as well. Now, let's just go back to Premiere Pro. And in Premiere Pro, let me just double click on this one here, the 4K and OBS, and look at that. These comments are here too. And if I click here, you'll see that's at 1 minute and 22 seconds, and this one should be at 6. There you are. And whilst I've got the mouse floating over here, you can see in the top left, there's your Show Comments button. And you can click on that, and you can see them here, and you can move backwards and forwards. And guess what? It's changing it here, right here on the timeline. Have a look at the timeline. I'm going to click on the first one. Takes me to here. Takes me to here. I could hit reply and say done, and they will get a message showing me that. I could even just put a thumbs up to say that I've done that, and that one as well. So I can say that those are done. Now, if I go back to the browser, back here, you can see it's got the thumbs up that I did. Float over it, it tells me who did it, and also that comment. So you're interacting with your collaborators, which I think is really great. Back in Premiere, I can also go and tick complete if I have done those edits. So by clicking on those, it's a good indicator for me. If I want to go back to that thumbnail as before, I just click here and I can see it. So that shows me the thumbnail and where all the comments are. And I might get a sense of where problems are, if there's a big cluster of them. And if I want to see the comments, I can just click them here. So let's just go back to here. So if I click here in the timeline as well, it also shows it here in the sequence. So I find this really very useful tool indeed, and I used to use it a lot. I did actually use it on Vimeo. I had Vimeo, but this is great because it just integrates it all together. So back here, I can actually also see that there are notifications. I click on it, it's showing me the notifications there. And over here, I could reload if I just want to refresh it just to see if there's anything that has happened. So that's basically an idea of how Premiere Pro and Frame.io work together. Let's just take a really quick look at using this on the app on the phone. So I've logged in here now onto the Frame.io app on my iPhone, and you can see it's this one here. There's 3 comments. You can see it in the bottom left corner of that thumbnail, and you can see my other ones as well. And I could tap here to see projects, and I could tap on the essential video skills. And there you go, there's the one I've just done. And as you can see, I could press play, and same as before, I could just tap here. I could move forward if I want. Let's speed things up a bit. If I pause here, I could add a comment just down at the bottom. And you could put in something more specific, and again, I can hit send. So as you can see, really easy to use whether you're using on a browser or an app, and very easy to use for your collaborators as well. So as long as they put the comment in at the right place on the timeline, this will make it easy for you and not have to guess. Sometimes, they make a note of a time code, it's not quite in the right place. So I hope you find that as useful as I do, and it's great as well that it's included as part of your Creative Cloud package, and that always helps, doesn't it? With everyone talking about prices going up all over the place, it's nice to know that something's being included in there. If you do like this, please do like, share and subscribe, and come back for more. Take care.